Hi everyone, this is Darren with Sim Nation. This is the newest Zero to Hero series that I'm going to do. I'm trying to start from the very beginning this time. I know in the past I normally jump around and forget or don't do. But this season I'm taking two Zero to Hero teams, both out west. The first one will be the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. The second one will be the Utah Utes. So let's just talk about the team first. I've had Hawaii before. I did a different type of Zero to Hero with them where I took them at week one of the regular season. I didn't do really well, to be candid with that. I think if I remember correctly, I took them right here. I got them to 7-6, but it was a labor of love and it hurt. But you can see historically, Hawaii hasn't really done well, and they've been in the dumps for a while. Got a bowl hill, but that just was because I hadn't tweaked the bowl logic. But you can see they never won more than 4 games in this period, and generally they have just been horrible. They still are. So let's kind of walk through how I start to begin to turn this team around. So it starts with the staff. Um, I'm not going to bore you with the details. All of these guys suck. So you look at Anthony Lyle, yes, he's really good at coaching defense, but when I look at some of his other things, he's got high morale, but he doesn't have a lot of the skill sets I like to have. His charisma is really low, his recruiting is really low. And while he's good at development, he's not really good as a whole. He was a defensive coordinator for a long period of time before he got promoted, but generally just not someone I'm going to keep, so let's get rid of him. I am going to take quite a bit of a hit in future years for some of this because these guys all have long contracts for whatever reason. Rod Durham's in the same boat. He's not even a good defensive coach. He does have good assessment skills. He is a decent leader, but none of that's going to be good enough for me to want to keep him. It's kind of funny that he was a quarterback coach before he went to Hawaii, so he's gone too. I'm going to do the main coordinators. Everyone else is really bad, by the way. You see here again, William York as a defensive coordinator. This is a defensive line coach. He should be a defensive line coach. I did think is there a way I could demote him and just make him a defensive line coach, but candidly, I could get a better one than this. So yeah, he's gone too. Um, so I'm just going to get rid of all these coaches because materially they are not going to help me with the upcoming season. None of these guys really have anything. I've looked at them, so I did look at the quarterback coach because I was wowed by his 4 stars, and then I looked and said, this guy may actually be a better offensive coordinator for me, but he does a power first hybrid, and that's not what I'm looking for offensively. I'll talk about that in a second. Get rid of Frank. He's not good either. Get rid of Garcia. He not good. Um, and get rid of him too. Get rid of him too. As you can see, I'm going to be carrying quite a bit of cut coach salary. Good news is I have quite a bit of salary, but I have to also be careful with that because I need to be able to recruit as well. And if I make too many cuts, I run the risk of not doing that. I did think about keeping Jeremy Torres only because of the fact that he is good, somewhat good with defensive backs. He's got good charisma, flexibility, morale, but not really because he's also not all that great at development either. I could get a better one. So now that we've cleared out the coaches, the first step is I need to go out and get a head coach. Now, I don't normally do this, and I do kind of feel like really bad for even thinking of doing this, but I'm gonna try to steal somebody else's coach. So when I look at this, there are a couple coaches out there. What I'm looking for here is someone who is underpaid. I'm not going to go after Chadwick because he's at Maryland. It's one of my teams, but also because Chadwick's not all that good, to be candid with you. So there was a coach here that I was highly interested in. Um, it may have been Frank Crow. No, it's not. So there was an at-large hire with Shaka Emery, who he's a decent coach. What I'm looking for in a lot of cases is charisma, leadership. I would like to get someone who has high flexibility because I don't intend to run whatever system that they have unless I get lucky and find a coach who fits my system. This guy's pretty good. I traditionally also like them to have recruiting skill, um, but he's a run heavy pass West Coast. I'm not going to run a West Coast, so not quite sure if I will do that or not. But originally I was going to go after Tony's coach, but I decided not to, only because one, he makes too much money. I can't really do much with that. I was looking at Robert Davies, but I have a history with this guy from the time I was at UW. I'm not a big fan of his at all. The guy right here, and I'm trying my best not to do it, is to go after Orwallen, who is the USC defensive coordinator, who has the skills. He's light on charisma, but he's pretty good at everything else, accessibility, all that. And he runs a 4-3 defense, vertical hybrid offense, which is kind of what I want. So we're going to go after him. I'm going to offer him roughly about $3.5 million. He will be the highest coach I have, so we're not going to do a 6-year deal. Well, we'll do a 6-year deal. So I'm going to go after him. I'm sorry, Van. I know it's shitty and I shouldn't do it, but I do kind of need a coach. Now, I'm not going to go after any coaches that I'm not going to go after any people who already have a coach. Now, what I'm doing here, and I would love, and I need to make sure I give this feedback, is I would love for there to be a little button here that allows me to quickly go through this. What I'm looking for is someone who can actually coach offense. I'll worry about the system later. Okay, so this is the right guy for me, Steve Riddle. 58 years old. He's got some recruiting skill. He's got good leadership skills. He's not very flexible, but I am going to run a vertical anyways, so I can live with that. 4.5 million. Yeah, you're not going to make that much with me. You get 2.5. I'm going to go with 2 years. I'm going to keep his contract short because I may not like him and I may want to get rid of him pretty quickly. Defensive coordinator, what I'm looking for here again is someone who can coach defense. I'm again going to avoid trying to take someone else's coach. Take a quick look at these guys, see if any of these are decent, not for the amount of money they're pulling. He's decent, but not great. Generally, I noticed like a lot of 4.5 star coaches suck generally. This guy's actually pretty decent. He runs a 4-3 defense. I like that. So we're going to go after him, but again, he's just not going to get how much he's looking for. He's going to get 2.5 million. Now, I'll have to remember this for the Utah Utes because I don't want to overload on the same. Now, again, I only have 3.58 million left because of the fact that I'm carrying penalties already and I have offers out. So my trainers are going to make less than normal. Trainers, the big thing that you're looking for here with a trainer is generally you want them to be good at development. So you want this to be high. As you can see, this guy really is not a good trainer. Neither is he. Physical is also another trait you want to have that they're good at, either development or physical. You want them to have discipline. He has flexibility, which is interesting. He may be a possible person. I may drop to like 3 stars straight up and try to see if I can't find someone there. Again, you see good physical there, good physical here. Um, what I'm really trying to find is someone who has a little bit higher motivating, um, but I may not be able to find that in this range. His pipelines. I'm in Hawaii, so I don't really know how that's going to help me in any way, shape, or form. Um, so we're going to go probably with Gabriel Newsom because he's got great leadership. He's very flexible. He's got good morale. He's got charisma. He's got loyalty, a little bit of it at least. And generally, he is really good at the physical part of it. So I can't afford much here. So he's going to make 500,000. He may not come over. He may view that as an insult. I'm probably only going to be able to do 500,000 on all these coaches for the scout, trainer, and others. But I'm going to jump in here again. And again, we're going to scroll down. We're going to find someone. Now, for scout, you want someone who can scout. So really, you want scouting, and then you want the assessment skills to be decent. I could try to jump in here and grab somebody, but the reality is I'm probably going to have to live with what I get here. I'm a decent scout on my own, so I don't know that I need to have a great scout because of the way I scout normally anyways. Not really happy with any of those. Let's look at him. He's really abysmal at it. I don't know why he's even a scout. Anybody computer-wise I can steal from? I think we're going to have to go with this dude potentially. Yeah, we'll go with him. I don't know I'm going to get him because I suspect that there's going to be a market for him. Just because he's the best of the worst. But again, we're going to do that. We're going to go to Recruiter. Again, in this spot, what I'm looking for is someone who actually has recruiting skills. So this one, assessment is good to have for a recruiter as well, but the prime skill is going to be recruiting. Um, and did I switch? No. I kept wondering why it was so bad. That's the other thing you got to make sure you do is you need to keep switching. This guy's good. He's got good potential. I'm just going to take him. Again, I can't afford much with you, dude. I'm sorry. And I'm opening myself up to the karma of the CPU stealing these guys from me. Now, quarterback coach, you want to look at offensive coaches. The key with quarterback coach is, of course, you want someone who's good at developing quarterbacks or developing what you're looking for. So in this case, I'm going to look for quarterback coach knowledge as well as youngsters. So Randy Ritchie's actually pretty good for me, mostly just because I know that I am going to have a young quarterback because of what I'm going to do to the roster hill. Uh, Again, Hill, what we're looking for is someone who is young, who's good at coaching up the young as well as the skill positions, which is what wide receiver and running backs are. And I don't know that I'm going to find any at this category, so I'm going to go down. Again, depending on how you play, you may want to steal people. I traditionally try not to still at this level because I don't see the value in it, honestly. I'd rather get someone that no one else wanted. And all these guys are really bad. I'm gonna drop one more level. So yeah, this is like horrible. Oh, because I'm not. Never mind. I'm being stupid. Current position is what you want to look at, and I wasn't doing that. So we're gonna go with Douglas. That's fine. I have 1.69 left. I have enough because it's going to start dropping here really quick. I'm just going to look here again. I'm looking for special teams again, youngsters as well. I'm just going to go after James Van Winkle. There's a lot of people say, Darren, why aren't you looking at the pipelines? Because at these positions, pipelines do help you a little bit, but it's not a determining factor, and it's definitely not something I'm going to base a hiring decision off of. Uh, so you'll notice me not really going after that just because I care more about the ability to develop the people on my team than I do about the ability to do anything else. Again, youngster, so we'll go with Rufus. I think I can eat that. DL coach, again, looking for defensive line and youngsters. A lot of this is going to be the same. I need to bounce off that. Go back here. I'm going to aim a lot for 3 stars because 3 stars, the price tag drops. And I need the price tag to drop, candidly, because I don't have much money to play with. These don't understand how these guys are. This guy's perfect. I will go with it. I'm not going to have much money, and probably not going to have much money for recruiting either. So, um, but I need to have good coaches that can develop for whoever I am going to get. So this is what, linebacker coach? Yeah. There should be some decent linebacker coaches here. Again, prioritizing youngsters as much as I can, along with the basic skills. I'm not. This is good because I wasn't going to give you anything. I can recruit effectively with less than 1 million during the season because what I'm going to be offering is a ton of playing time. It's a DB coach. I don't think that there's a lot of DB coaches. I'm trying not to bore all of you with me just randomly going through here. I'm not paying you that much. I'm going to go to 1. I probably should go back and offer the other ones 1, but I'm not going to do that. So I've got my coaching staff now. Now, the next thing I need to do is I need to go to the roster. It's time to start cutting. So I intend to run a vertical offense here at Hawaii, which means Mr. Hightower is not going to cut it for me. I'm going to deal with the penalties that I'm going to get out of this, as well as potentially I'm going to have decommits. What I'm looking for here is I want a solid runner who can also catch the ball. It looks like Mr. Briggs Hill. Also, Ramsey looks pretty decent. Um, these two effectively look like I need to move them over to, I'm going to move him to free safety. Um, and I'm going to move him to corner. He's a sophomore, so he'll get some time in the system to build up. So fullback wise, he's decent. I'll keep him. Tight end, looking he'll. I would like to have speed with some blocking. So actually, he's really good. I am gonna make a lot of cuts Hill. So I have two tight ends, so I'm gonna release those players. Wide receiver, again, I like to have speed, hands, and agility. Right now, there's only one of you being kept. I could, how big are you? 26'3". Okay, I'm gonna move you to tight end. That will help me be able to recruit one less position because I'm only now one away on tight end. But everybody else is going. I'm only going to have one wide receiver, so I'm going to have to recruit a lot for wide receiver Hill. Guards, again, I want people who can pass block and run block. These guys are pretty bad in general, so I'm going to just let them go. I could make them defensive linemen, but honestly, they don't have the strength. I traditionally, if I'm going to move you to defensive line, you need to have strength. So he's good. He could actually be good. We'll keep you. The other ones are bad. I'm just going to get rid of them. So right now I am going to be recruiting a lot of people. I'm going to keep him at center just as a safety valve. I normally would just get rid of him, but center's one of the hardest positions to recruit for in the off season. I'll keep one punter just to be on the safe side, just so I don't have to go recruit one. I'm just going to recruit kickers. Both of these are pretty bad. So, defensive tackle, again, I want strength or I want your speed. And I want tackling. So this guy's good. He's really bad. Also, if your skill is really low, I'm not going to keep you. That's pretty bad. That's bad, bad. All of them are going to go. Now, some of you would say, Darren, why don't you move them to offense, to defensive end? Because they're too slow for what I want to do on defensive end. Same thing, Hill. Can look how big he is and see if I can move him to the line. He's not going to be able to gain that much weight. So both these go. Linebacker, again, I want some type of coverage linebackers because of the style I'm going to play. I'm going to keep the 70s even though they're low. More as safety valves, come in on running plays and stuff like that. They have decent agility, which helps. The strength is really bad for these guys in general, and actually, I may change my opinion on this. Um, Anything less than 50 as a linebacker is not going to be good against the run. So I have to think about that real quick. And also, this is like a 30. Oh man, that's like really, I'm going to keep them. I don't want to keep them, but I'm going to keep them. Now again, Hill, I need speed. If you're less than 80, I can't keep you. I may come to regret that, but we're gonna get rid of all these players as well. Oops, missed two. I may have actually got rid of somebody I didn't want to get rid of. Uh, but we'll go with two corners. Running backs, I can recruit the hell out of them, and that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm in the same boat, Hill. I'll keep the senior, but I'm going to get rid of everyone else. And then free safety. We did move one person over. It looks like we're going to get rid of the rest. Now I could move one of these guys actually over to linebacker, and I'm going to look at that in a second. I'm intentionally not looking at their position skill, um, mostly just because I don't think I can really focus on that. Yeah, that's not going to work. So now, where are we as a whole? When I take this off, what we'll see is I have a lot of holes. Now, uh, the next thing I'm gonna have to do is we're not gonna do this yet, but I have to go through and essentially look at all the people I have targeted and now start making decisions on them. A lot of these people are not going to be people I'm going to keep. So I'm going to have to go through all these, hide them from me because I don't intend to recruit them. I have 39 scholarships to play with. The reality is I wish I kind of had a little bit more, but I can build a team with that. So that's kind of what I'm going to do with Hawaii. I do have quite a bit of recruiting budget, which is good. But again, remember when you recruit in the off season, you are actually recruiting against your budget next season during the regular season as well. So just keep that in the back of your mind. This is the beginning. I'll update you with how this goes in the next video. And then I will give you insight into who I'm recruiting. For disclaimer, if you're in SNCFL, please don't do me like that. If you're going after someone, that's okay. But if you start focusing on the people I'm focusing on, I am going to get a little upset, because I do intend for this to be more candid than normally, where I actually show who I'm going after, because I think inherently there's some learnings there. So sorry for the long video. Hopefully you find this pretty good. This is the beginnings of Hawaii as I look to turn them into a playoff team this season. I got like zero confidence in any of these guys. So we'll see how that pans out. I did get lucky once with Texas Tech with getting someone who's pretty good, but I'm not expecting that hill. And that's it for this video. Have a great day, and as usual, thank you for your support.